Incoming bracket!
Copshop is a 2021 film that I was fortunate enough to watch tonight. This is a Wednesday night. I saw it 10 days before it came out, and honestly, seeing an early screening of a movie is very exciting for myself. I love going into a movie knowing pretty much nothing, especially no audience ratings or critic ratings. So it's very refreshing, honestly. All I knew about this movie going into it was that it is directed by Joe Carnahan, the same director that gave us The Grey, which I am a big fan of, and then The A-Team, which it's more of a guilty pleasure, but I do quite enjoy this movie. These are the only two Joe Carnahan movies that I've seen up until Copshop, and I don't think I saw the trailer. I think if I did see the trailer, I don't really remember it for the life of me, so I didn't know anything about the plot per se going into it, which honestly, I have to say, I think that viewers should go into this knowing as little as possible, because early on when you're watching this movie, you're kind of wondering what exactly is going to happen. Like, you feel like you have an idea on what might happen, but you don't 100% know. So there's definitely some allure, some mystery to it, even if it does have some cliches littered throughout. But I did like the overall setup. I thought the setup was very strong, especially with Frank Grillo and Gerard Butler's characters. I thought that those dynamics were quite interesting. But the standout has to be Alexis Louder, who I don't really think I've seen anything with her before in it. But I definitely will be on the lookout for her now, because she was excellent. Her character in particular, with what she brought to the screen for this character, I really liked it. Alexis Louder, definitely a talent to be on the lookout for. And I definitely need to go back and watch some of her other stuff, because I'm sure she's done stuff previously. But I really liked her performance. I also think that the sound mixing, the slick cinematography, all were pretty good. There's nothing amazing per se about this movie, but it's definitely competent in those regards. There's also some spurts of action that I thought were kind of enjoyable. And then, again, I do think that the acting overall is pretty good, although there is one performance and one character that I wasn't a big fan of, but I'll get into that in a little bit. But what I will say is, again, the overall build-up of that first act, the tone, the serious tone, honestly, I really liked. I think that a movie like this easily could have fallen into schlock early on, but it takes itself so seriously that I couldn't help but really be locked in for the ride. So I really like that aspect. And then I think that overall also there's a lot of dialogue that's pretty good early on. But here's the thing. The movie has an introduction of a character. I would say the end of the second act it might be. There's a character introduction I wasn't a big fan of. I really think that this character really brought the movie down a lot. The movie brought this character, and all of a sudden there was a lot of dialogue that I just wasn't a big fan of. It brought this sense of humor that I thought fell really flat. A lot more attempts at humor were made, and just for the life of me, I have to say it and be 100% honest, just did not work. Characters just do things. All of a sudden there's stuff that's introduced that I just wasn't able to fully get on board with. And at the same time, it fell into a lot of action cliches. Again, it's very disappointing when you watch a movie and it starts off strong and then it starts to teeter in the middle of like, is it still going to maintain that interesting part of the first act, or is it going to fall into schlock? And unfortunately, the third act falls hard into schlock a lot. And honestly, the last like 10, 15 minutes just felt so long. It felt so long. In addition to, there were so many scenes that it easily could have just cut to the end credits. So I just really think that it was disappointing in that aspect. But I will say I feel more mixed in the middle with this movie, because I don't think it's bad per se. I just think that it falls into a lot of issues with the bringing about of this one character. But if you can look past that and you want a movie that doesn't take itself so seriously, I definitely think you'll like this movie, because again, as it goes along, it definitely starts to take itself less and less serious. And I just feel like it was a kind of disservice given the fact that the movie sets up a movie that takes itself serious. So that's just me personally. Again, if you like this movie, I get it. But for me, Copshop 2021, I got it a lot. I can't lie. It's a movie that I will personally probably forget in like a day or so. And I'll be giving Copshop a 2.5 and 5-star rating. So, yeah, no hot sauce rating. But, again, definitely curious to hear your guys' thoughts. Again, it comes out next Friday, so stay tuned for that. But if you guys have seen an early screening of it, or obviously if you're watching this movie after seeing it 10 days from now, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Did you like it? Did you not? Were you a big fan of it with an audience? Let me know down below. And as always, hopefully subscription, notification bell, and I'll catch you guys later.